Yo,
What's up, fam?
how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, thank you very much.
Here we are again. We're a year
Here we
old.
are. We are a year old. We've blown out the candle on our cake.
Yeah. And now the secret's out that we had Jordan from VCO on.
Yes,
That was pretty
which
cool.
is yeah, absolutely like a proper vegan famous person.
Yeah. So you sent me a brief bit of stats. We used to do a few stats in the early days because like we thought it was incredible that anybody listened at all. But you sent me
Yeah.
you sent me a statistic that was absolutely ridiculous.
Go on.
No, you go with it. You sent me a
Oh,
message with stats in about how many countries we listened in now.
all right. Yeah, let me just find that then. It was pretty nuts. We've got listeners in 55 countries.
55 countries. How many countries actually are there? About 150.
56.
Yeah, 50. Amazing.
Yeah, it's was it 190 odd members of the United Nations? So
Okay.
we're a quarter of the United
Or,
Nations.
yeah, a quarter of the way around the
We'll
world.
have that. We'll have that.
Yeah, why not?
So yeah, thank you to all of our international listeners
Yeah. And all
and
the
all our national.
nationalists and anyone. Thank
Yeah,
you to anyone
thanks.
that listens. Thank you to
Just
anyone
thanks
listens.
us.
Thanks to anyone that listens because I don't.
Shall I tell you what I did this morning?
You tell me what you did this morning.
So a couple of weeks ago, you and I were invited to a book launch. Our first our first invite as podcasters, which was a bit crazy. And it was in London, which is where I work, but that's a long way for you to go.
Quite a
So,
long
so
way.
I went on our behalf, and it was the book launch for School Night Vegan, who's a very popular blogger and chef, and he is launching a book called "Anything You Can Cook, I Can Cook Vegan."
Nice.
And to give you an idea of the sort of thing that's in it, the front cover is a picture of a fried egg on toast.
Oh,
But it's not a fried egg. It's a
obviously.
vegan fried egg. And there's a ton of really, really cool stuff in there. For example, let's have a look. So, for example, blueberry and cornflake muffins, pastries, leek and marmite cheesy wheels, which looked
Like
absolutely
wheels,
incredible.
like wheels and cheeses.
Almost like cinnamon swirls,
Okay.
but leek and marmite and cheese.
Wow.
Uh, Vegan salt beef bagels, and yeah, and what else was there? Fried egg baps as
Can't be a
well.
Friday.
Exactly, we love baps here, so it was really good. So and I got a chance to chat with him
Wow.
and
Bit of schmoozing.
uh, bit of schmoozing, Spoke to a couple of his friends who um, are also vegan and gave them the lowdown on the podcast. Spoke to a couple of book publishers, which was good. They didn't offer us any deals, but there's still time.
But we haven't
Still
got a
time.
book.
We haven't got a book. I mean, yeah, that's a minor detail. I think there was it's a very minor detail.
I can't believe we spoke to a book publisher and there was no deals involved. But we haven't got a book, so that's a bit weird.
And I felt very much out of place because it was the first one that we'd ever been invited to,
Yeah.
and so you're at this thing. I didn't really know what to expect. It was at 9 o'clock in the morning in Soho, and
Wow.
there was a maybe 20 people there.
Right.
And I was like, who's inviting me to something like this? It was
Mad.
weird because there were
Maddening.
like proper Instagram people on there. Like Izzy the vegan was there, Johnny Meatless was there. They've got tens of thousands of followers.
Wow.
And then and they're all there taking groovy pictures of the food and doing their reels and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And there's just me, this middle-aged old bloke, standing there like, what the hell is going on?
Wow. That must have been amazing, though.
It was great. It was really
I
great.
wonder, did you not approach Johnny Meat this and say, can you tell me why you haven't responded to my co-host?
Oh, have you messaged him?
I have, yeah.
Ah, I didn't realise. I honestly felt quite intimidated. They were like all the cool kids at school, and
Yeah.
I was never part of that gang. There was like four or
Right.
five of them all hanging around together, and they all
Did
knew
they
each other and that.
did they
And I
start
was
picking
just
teams and you were still stood at the
I was standing there with my thumb out. Come on,
back?
come on.
I'll go in goal. I'll even be a
Yeah,
goal
no.
post. I'll be a goal post. That's fine.
Just let me be part. Just let me take part. No, yeah, no, they were all the cool kids, and they're all about 20 years younger than me. And
Oh,
I didn't want to go over there like an embarrassing dad, so I just left them to it.
wow. Although your ear did get on one of his Instagram stories. So,
Oh yeah, on Izzy the Vegan's Instagram, yeah, my right, you can just see my right ear and the side of my face. So that
oh,
was
dear.
pretty exciting. Fame at
Wicked.
last.
That's
So yeah,
amazing.
that was pretty cool.
Wowza.
Yep. And
And,
he even wore the little badge that I gave him.
wicked. Yes.
And we're gonna get him on. We're gonna record the episode soon, and it will be released just before his book is due to be published, which is at the end of April. So
Oh, cool.
stay tuned for that.
Yes.
It's
Absolutely.
I listened to another podcast with him in where he was a guest this morning, and I think he'll be great. So
Fantastic.
looking forward to that.
Cool.
Looking forward to that.
Oh,
So Wes, you've organised today's guests. Tell
again,
us,
three on the
yeah,
trot.
three in a row.
Who'd have thought?
So tell us who is coming up.
Tonight's guest is Emily, aka the plant-based mum. She's one of your vegan runner friends.
Isn't it plant powered, Mum?
Yeah. So tonight's
Uh,
guest is Emily, the Instagram influencer, plant-powered mum. She's one of your vegan runner friends, not friends
yes,
as such, but
they're all friends.
they're all friends, not food. Yeah. She's doing the marathon this year, which I'm sure she will tell us all about. Running for, I think it's WaterAid, but I'm sure
Yep.
she'll correct me on that if I'm wrong. Yeah, so it should be another fun-filled conversation with another one of our great guests.
It's very exciting. It's very exciting. We've got some. We've got some a very exciting weekend ahead planned.
We have.
Because we'll be spending it together.
We will.
We're seeing you tomorrow. This time tomorrow
Yeah.
we'll be there. How
Yes.
exciting!
It's going to be good.
And we, bizarrely enough, listener, we've planned a strategy meeting where we're going to work out who our forthcoming guests are going to be, which is insane. Normally it's just whoever we can beg to come on.
Yeah.
And now we're at a point where we've actually got a list of people that's so long we need to work out who goes where.
Yeah. And then get in touch with them and see if they can actually do it.
Yeah, that's it. So that's going to be fun. And also we might even pop into Derby Vegan Market if we can.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Don't try and plan to meet us there, because by the time this goes out, it will have been about 6 weeks ago. So, but if you see us,
and if we did see you there, then happy days. It was lovely meeting you. It was lovely meeting you, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you on the podcast in the future.
It was either lovely meeting you or sorry for making it awkward.
Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, let's crack on.
Yeah.
So
let's do it.
Let's do it.
So our guest today is very exciting. No, that made it. That sounded like you're very excited.
I am. I'm very excited.
Yeah, but that's not for me to say. That's weird. So our guest today is training for a marathon to raise money for WaterAid, which we're going to talk about. Is a writer for That's Life magazine, and is an Instagram influencer, and we're very excited to have as our guest today the plant-powered mum, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Hello. Hi.
So first of all, we are going to ask about the marathon, but how on earth did you come to be a writer for That's Life magazine? What's the story there?
Okay, well, I'm a columnist, which I think is slightly different to a writer. I don't want to take any credit where it's not due.
Okay.
But basically, it does come down to the old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And my best friend works over quite a few magazines, and she likes what I do, and asked if I'd sort of jump on board That's Life and be a columnist. So they've got a column called The Family Chat, and yeah, I appear in there. I think I've done 2 this year so far, so sort of every 4 to 6 weeks, just chatting about different family type stuff, parenting things. So I did one about sneakily getting greens into my kids and that kind of thing, and then the one that's out today, it's right next to me actually.
Oh, good plug.
It's about the difference that being sober has had on my parenting and the sort of journey with that. So yeah, quite varied topics.
Yeah. So do they give you the topic, or do you just say, this is what I want to write about this time, and they
It's a bit of
confirm
a
it, or what?
joined up. It's a bit of a joined up approach, really. The first one, they'd seen some stuff I'd shared on Instagram, and they were like, "We'd really like you to talk about this." And then the second one, it was like, obviously Amy's my best friend, so she knows that I've been on this kind of journey of not drinking for just over 18 months. So she was like, I think this would be really appropriate as dry January is coming to an end and people might be starting to think about, do I carry on? So she just wanted me to talk about that. And then I've put a few ideas forward of sort of suggestions we can do for future columns as well. So there's all sorts coming up. It's really exciting, and it's nice to be a sort of vegan voice in that area, really.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. So can we talk about the sober thing? Is that, yeah? So what's the story there?
So I wouldn't describe myself as an alcoholic or a recovering alcoholic, but I was definitely finding alcohol was a bit of a crutch for me, definitely through lockdown. And yeah, it was July last year, no, year before, we're in a new year. And I just kind of thought, you know what, I don't want to sort of be feeling like this. It was getting to the point where I was dreading an event where I was drinking because I knew I'd feel so rubbish the next day. I'm getting older as well. So I said, you know what, I'm going to give myself the summer off. I don't want to be sort of waking up feeling hungover with the kids and that kind of thing. So my birthday's in September, and I kind of said, right, by my birthday, I'll have a drink, but I'm not going to drink before that. And my birthday came along, and I thought, you know what, I don't miss it, and I don't want one. And that was that. So yeah, haven't had one since, and feel loads better for it.
Excellent, well done.
Yeah, that's really impressive. Yeah. So talk to us about the marathon and Water Aid.
Yes.
How did that come about?
So I've done quite a lot of work for Water Aid in the past, and I went to Uganda with them about 15 years ago to sort of see what they do as a supporter. So I've been a supporter of theirs for about 20 years and got this opportunity. So I went along, saw it for myself, and it was harrowing. I mean, it was quite traumatic, and I came back just feeling like, whoa, we are so privileged, and just, yeah, I couldn't quite get my head around what I'd seen, really. I met young families where there was little kids living with grandparents because their parents had died from drinking dirty water. Young girls were going to collect water and having to go, you know, sort of walk 2 hours to collect water, but there was men driving past who knew there'd be young girls going out to get water. So it was, yeah, really unsafe. And I don't think we think of that. I think when we think about Water Aid, we think clean water. Yeah, obviously, if you're drinking dirty water, that will make you ill, but we don't really think about everything else that comes into it. And I met a family who Water Aid had helped, and they'd basically given them a toilet, and that was it. They'd helped them build this toilet themselves. They're not about giving you a solution. They will help you build it so you know how to fix it, so they don't have to keep coming back. And this guy was showing us these crops he'd got growing. And basically, they'd used the toilet and they'd used the poo to make compost. so he could grow all these crops. It was amazing. And
Wow.
he was saying because they didn't have a toilet before, the kids were getting ill all the time because they didn't have anywhere safe and clean to go to the toilet. Now they've got this toilet, the kids aren't getting ill, so they're going to school and they're able to grow these crops, sell the crops, make money, and the money that they get they can spend on their kids' education rather than medical bills. So
Wicked.
it was kind of mind-blowing that like that knock-on effect of just having somewhere safe to go to the toilet and clean water. It's incredible. So yeah, I've been a huge supporter of theirs for years. I ran the Royal Parks half marathon in London in 2021 and raised some money for them. And then last year thought, yeah, I'll enter, put my name forward for the marathon. I did the Great North Run last year, found that really difficult. Swore I wasn't doing anything like that ever again. And then I was in London. I was actually at Westminster and got this phone call. I was like, who's ringing me from a London number while I'm in London? This is a bit weird. And it was WaterAid saying, we'd really love you to be part of our team. So I was like, oh, okay, I can't say no.
No. Oh, wow. That's
Amazing.
fantastic, though. Very
Thank
exciting.
you. So yeah, I've never April.
That's April, yeah. Sorry. Okay. So you've never done marathon distance before?
No. No.
What a challenge to set yourself. So how's the training going? Because we're now, start of February, so
yeah,
2 months away, 2 and a bit.
Yeah. It's going okay so far, thank you. I'm taking it steady. I'm taking all the advice that I can possibly get. And yeah, just trying not to overdo it, not to tire myself out too much. Yeah, so I think this weekend I need to run 20 kilometers, which will be the sort of longest run I've done for quite a while. I feel okay about that. There's some quite nice places around here that I can run to. So yeah, we'll see.
I struggle running 20 meters.
Well, that used to be me. People always say that, like, oh, I can't run for a bus, and that did used to be me. I didn't start running until my daughter was like 1, and she's 4 now, so it's not been that long. Yeah, I just started and did Couch to 5K, and then it just went on from there. And I'm a vegan runner as well, Matt.
Yes,
I know you are.
well done.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That makes Wesley Osborne out again. It's a great club. I'm not sure what the vegan runner scene is where you live, but here it's fantastic. I know I wang on about it just about every episode. I'm sure everyone's sick of that. But do you go to many meetups or anything like that?
I haven't been to any yet. I only joined last year. I did a race, and the woman who gave me my medal was a vegan runner. So I was like, oh, it's a sign. I really need to do this, and I need that T-shirt. But I work on. Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah. I work on a Saturday, so I don't get to do part run, which is a bit of a shame.
Okay.
But I know there is a few that do the Derby one. So at some point, I'd like to meet up with them. I did a race around Carsington, which is a really beautiful reservoir near here, back in the summer, and I wore my vegan runner's top for the first time, and I felt really nervous because I was like, what are people how are they gonna react? And literally, like, the first person I made eye contact with was like, vegan, yay, and then we got chatting. So that was great.
Yes.
So actually, yeah, I've had quite a positive experience so far. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous. I was there on my own thinking, but it was fine.
Yeah.
And yeah.
The great thing about it is people are just there to run their own race, and spectators are just there to cheer on their friends generally. So
yeah.
Even if they shout anything mean, you just flick them the V's and carry on running. And that's,
yeah.
Well, you're never going to see them again, are you?
I wouldn't hear anyway. I've always got my so I wouldn't hear.
So Matthew, if you do the park run on Saturday in Derby and I come and support you, can I support you and flick the V's at you at the same time? Is that all right?
Please, yeah. I would expect nothing less from you.
Excellent. So anyway, so let's crack on. So Emily, what's your vegan story? How did it all start for you?
So I went veggie when I was 15, and basically I think once I sort of found out the truth about where meat came from, and I vividly remember my mum asked me to make dinner, and it was a chicken, like a whole chicken, and I'd cooked meat before, but it would be like minced sausages. It didn't look like a dead body, and I just saw this chicken and was like, I can't eat that. And that was that pretty much. And then 20 years on, I saw a post on Instagram about, I think it was about eggs actually. And I was like, oh my God, I had no idea that was what happened. It was just like baby chicks going into a grinder, and I was like, I'm never eating eggs again. That's that. Then did a little bit more digging like the same night and found out a bit more about milk. And I just thought, well, no, I can't, I'm not doing that. And I said, right, I'm going to do, it was just before Christmas. So I was like, right, I'm going to do Veganuary. And then I was like, I can't wait. I'm going to have to do it now. I can never eat this stuff again. So yeah. And I think as a mum as well, and I think I was still breastfeeding at the time, that really kind of made me think about cows and what they go through and how unnatural it all is. And yeah, that was it really.
Wow. So what year was that you made that decision?
2018, so just over
Right.
4 years ago.
Wow.
Fantastic. So in those 4 years, there must have been the biggest struggle.
Probably other people, I think.
Yeah.
Other people's opinions and questions. Yeah, that's definitely a struggle. And I think at first I felt really overwhelmed, like I was trying to get my head around it, and all of a sudden I'm having to justify why I'm making kind choices, and that just seemed bizarre. I found the Veganuary website really helpful. They had like an FAQ page, and it literally had like, what would you do if you were stuck on an island and there was only pigs to eat, and those kind of stupid questions that we get asked all the time. And some really great answers. So I literally like have that saved in my favorites on my phone, and if I got asked any of those questions, I'd be like,
Brilliant.
so, yeah, it's a bit of a joke. I've got an answer for everything now. So yeah, that was a bit of a struggle. And I think more recently I found it difficult eating out with other people who aren't vegan, and sort of when their food comes out, I find that really difficult now. It really kind of puts me off my food, and it just makes me feel really sad, because I just think, do you not know like where this has come from? So yeah, it can be quite a lonely experience, I think. And also going abroad is a bit of a struggle, I find. We went to Spain last year, and that was quite difficult because they seemed to just put ham in everything. So yeah, the supermarkets are brilliant in Spain. I have to say, if anyone goes to Spain, like, oh my gosh, the ice cream and that kind of thing, it's so much better than here. Like, so many choices, but eating out, it's just, yeah, that was a bit of a struggle.
I'm amazed they do vegan ice cream in Spain.
Loads. Like, yeah, vegan at the Lidl in Spain had like these amazing ice cream sandwiches, and yeah, oh, it was so good. It was loads.
That's really good. I think it can be a bit hit and miss sometimes when you go abroad. If you're in a big city, perhaps
yes,
you might be in a better position. But yeah, some of the smaller, say touristy kind of places, perhaps it's a bit more luck of the draw.
Yeah, I would say though it's helped my confidence, because I'm better now at asking for stuff, whereas before I'd just be like, oh, okay, and now I'll kind of say, like, I'll find out how to say, can I have a pizza with no cheese please, or something. And yeah, before I wouldn't have like wanted to deviate from the menu, so it's definitely made me more adventurous and a little bit more confident too.
That's really good.
It's good to get the positive out of a struggle, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely. So awesome. What did your friends and family think about it when you changed?
My friends were really supportive. A lot of my friends will eat vegan food with me when we go out. Like, a lot of my friends have now switched to plant-based milks as well. I just think, gosh, I saw one video on Instagram and that totally changed me. I post so much that they see. It kind of, it gets in there. And family, yeah, generally supportive. I always sort of say, I think my mum still thinks I'm going through a phase from when I was 15. And I think they were they were a little bit like, oh, because it was before Christmas, and they were quite worried, what are we going to feed you? But yeah, I kind of sort myself out, so that's fine. My husband was really supportive and happy to sort of go along with it and try different things. And then he went vegan about a year later.
Fantastic.
So I was like, I've heard about this documentary called The Game Changers. Do you want to watch it? And he literally watched that and was like, I'm vegan now. So yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's
And he was
amazing.
vegetarian before, so it was similar to me. But yeah.
Just needed that little push.
Yeah. I think it's work colleagues who I've probably struggled with the most. But saying that, my ex-boss in my previous role, the day the McPlant came out, I was like, oh, I really want to try it. And he bought McPlants for everybody. And my whole team of meat-eating men all tried it. And
no.
yeah, and that was like one of my proudest moments of my career, I think.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a burger. Can you buy everyone?
Yeah. Burgers around. Magic. Okie dokie. So, how did things change for you then, physically or mentally?
I definitely lost a lot of weight, and I think, I still eat everything and I eat all the right things, but yeah, physically, I found I lost weight and I just generally felt better in myself, probably less sluggish. I found mentally as well, I just felt on one hand like I'm doing something really good here and I am making a difference and I'm part of something that's big and growing. But then on the other hand, I find it really upsetting and frustrating that there is so much information out there that people are sort of exposed to, and people still choose to make what I see as quite a cruel choice. So yeah, I find that quite difficult.
It's hard, isn't it? When, like you say, when you've seen the information and you've made that decision because of your compassion, and you have friends around you that are compassionate, and they carry on, and you just want to shake them and go, "Come on!"
Why can't you see?
Yeah, and like I share so much stuff on Instagram, and the sort of top viewers of my stories are all people who eat meat or at least have dairy, and I'm just like, why? There's so many options out there now. It's
surely they just get sick of seeing it and just oh god, I'll just go vegan just to shut you up.
Yeah.
If only.
I wish. I know. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't know how anyone can see something about stuff and just flick past it and not be affected. It absolutely blows my mind. But yeah.
By the way, I don't advocate shaking anybody. So our favourite what's it called? Bingo question. Where do you get your protein and other nutrients? Obviously, you would need lots of protein to be a marathon runner. So,
of course.
Because otherwise you'll die of protein deficiency in London.
Yeah, that famous deficiency that no one's ever died of.
That's the one.
Yeah. I was asked that question yesterday, actually, by someone who was very, very well-meaning. And I think it was more from a curiosity. She was sort of interested in veganism herself. So I don't know, maybe I've persuaded her. But yeah, I get plenty of protein. I love a smoothie bowl. You might have seen on my Instagram, I share them quite regularly, but I generally use like hemp protein in smoothies. I also really like the protein bars, like Tribe and Misfits do really nice protein bars, so I have a lot of them for snacks and stuff. Seitan I love, and I think I'm not sure if this is definitely right, but I'm pretty sure it's like the highest source of protein you can get, like higher than any meat, when you sort of look at gram for gram. And my husband's like mastered that, so he makes seitan, which is brilliant. And I have a lot of tofu as well, really like that. I've got an air fryer because it's 2023.
Why not?
Everyone's got an air fryer. So I quite often will just like chuck a load of tofu in that, which is brilliant. And then I do like the kind of vegan junk stuff and, the sausages and that kind of thing as well. So lots of different sources.
Cool. What about B12 and stuff like that?
I take multivitamins. Yeah. I do take a multivitamin, more as like a safety net, I think, just in case. But I also find, like, obviously B12 is in like nutritional yeast, which I have a lot of, and a lot of vegan products like the plant-based milks and cheeses and things are fortified with it. So I feel like I get everything that I need really from those kind of
Yeah.
sources.
Almost like it's really easy.
Yeah, it's
just-
weird,
you
isn't
just
it?
Got to be a bit
Sorry.
careful with it. Just don't fill your diet with Oreos and fruit pastels, and
And you'll
try
be
and eat
fine.
some
Yeah.
stuff, and you'll be fine.
Is that
And
wrong?
we
Sorry to break it to you this way, Wes.
Oh. We also eat a lot of like dal, and my husband's Indian, so we naturally, like, he was brought up vegetarian, but I think pretty much apart from ghee, like everything he ate was probably vegan anyway.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I'm really lucky. My mother-in-law is always like on hand if we need a recipe. And we make a lot of like different kinds of dals and chana with chickpeas and all those kind of things. So a lot of pulses and stuff as well, which is really good.
What's ghee?
Ghee is clarified butter. So it's like, yeah, it's
Really common in Indian recipes.
Yeah.
isn't it?
I knew it was common, but I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah, and I used to really like it when I was vegetarian, and like when I spent a lot of time living in India, and I used to have ghee in everything, and like pile it on top of like parathas and rotis and stuff. And now, like, the smell of it makes me gag, which is really weird. But yeah, I can't stand it.
Now just cover it all in nutritional yeast.
Yeah. Just covered in nooch instead. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so apart from nooch, what's the best thing about being vegan?
I feel like everyone on your podcast says this, but knowing that I'm not contributing to suffering, really.
Yeah,
It's,
that's fine.
yeah, it's that kind of smug feeling of,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not causing any harm, and I don't know, like, my conscience feels pretty clear. And I think there's a really nice community as well. Like, I've met loads of really nice people through Instagram and stuff. Yeah, so it just feels
podcasts.
yeah, really nice podcast hosts. Of course, sorry, I forgot to say that.
I like the quote. A lot of people have said on other episodes, which means you've listened to more than me.
Yeah, do you know what? I listen to it while I'm running quite often, and it sort of motivates me a little bit. Yeah.
Wow. But to get round quicker so you don't have to finish it. Sprinting the marathon. I've got to get it done.
Yeah, I've got to finish it.
Your favourite vegan product at the moment?
Oh, it's really hard to choose one, and I was thinking about this earlier.
You don't have to choose one.
Yeah, there's a few.
Pick as many. Basically, pick as many as you want, because Matthew tagged them all.
Yeah.
Oh,
no one's offered us
if I can get some
yet,
freebies, yeah, we need to get some freebies. I tried to get you some free M&S truffle crisps, didn't I?
Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah.
No, that's probably one of my top favourite products, though. I do like them.
They are amazing.
Yeah, they're so good. So thank you very much for the recommendation. They're
Not
brilliant.
a problem.
That makes you an influencer, Wes.
Yeah, you've totally influenced me.
Yeah,
so
and then you'll get the people that argue that they're not vegan because truffles are found by pigs. Oh.
I had that argument quite recently.
Yeah,
really.
Truffles are dug up by pigs, so therefore to get the truffle oil, you're using pigs.
Oh Christ!
So I'm not sure.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe like they used to be. I don't think they're all. When they're sort of mass produced. I'm not sure that's definitely the case.
I'm going to Google it while talk
I
about yourself.
Googled it because I went to Pizza Express and they'd got a new truffle pizza. And they say they can make any pizza vegan now. So I was like, can I have that? And they said no, because truffle oil isn't vegan. But Pizza Express they're brilliant for vegans. I ordered a sparkling water and they wouldn't give me lemon because the lemons are coated in beeswax.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good awareness, that is. That's
I know.
really good.
My sister was with me and she was like, would you have asked if I was like, that's never occurred to me. That's really impressive.
How many pubs do that? How many pubs have got lemons that are covered in beeswax that we don't know about?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a whole thing, isn't it? So yeah, favourite products. I'm trying to think. The Aldi battered sausage. Oh my god.
Yes.
That is so good.
Yes.
Have you tried
Have you had that, Wes?
So I haven't had an Aldi battered sausage. However, last night we were in Todmorden, and there was the freezer was rammed full of all the veganuary products. So I went, I'll have 4 boxes of battered sausages, please. So I'm taking that back to the fridge by then next week. So I haven't got there yet, but I will do.
Yeah, they're really good. I think my kids have been in basically every Aldi in Derby, in places of Derby that I didn't even know existed on the hunt for them, but they are really good. They were worth the search. And I really like the Cathedral City cheese as well. That's a good one.
See, I've not had that either yet.
Yeah.
Apparently it grills really well. 2 problems with that.
Yeah.
1, the grill don't work, and 2, I haven't been able to buy any at the minute anyway. So.
They've just started selling it in Sainsbury's. So I used to have to make a special trip to Tesco, but now they do it in Sainsbury's as well. So yeah,
cool.
Big fan of those. And hummus. I'm a big fan of hummus. That's probably one of my favourite vegan products.
What flavour?
Yeah, you can't beat hummus.
Oh, just like
standard.
Straight up. Yeah. None of this like piri business.
No, you don't need the flavoured hummus. It's what you put in it that's important, isn't it? That's the thing.
Hummus with the truffle crisps. Oh, winning.
Oh, wow. Now we're talking.
Wow. Cool.
Wait, you're going to have to get me some of these truffle crisps for the weekend.
Is there an M&S in Sunny Belper? Who knows?
Probably not.
I'll find some and I'll get you some.
Okay.
Or we'll be in Derby on Saturday.
That's true.
So there's got to be an M&S.
If you're doing, there is, and there's one not that far from, from the vegan market.
There we go. Cool. So, Emily, what advice would you give to anyone who's thinking about going vegan?
I would say you won't regret it for sure. And also, like, be really kind to yourself. It's not black and white. It's, not that you can. I know some people manage to sort of switch overnight. I went from veggie to vegan overnight, and then did one of you go from eating meat, or both of you from eating meat to
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Straight away.
He was overnight, and I transitioned a bit though.
Yeah. And I think that's brilliant if you can do that. But also, I think transitioning and doing it slowly is absolutely fine. There's no rules. There's no like vegan police that are going to come and arrest you if you eat something with a bit of milk in.
Imagine
it's
if
fine.
there were
I know.
vegan police coming.
Well, the vegan police come about 18 months into your journey, don't they? They come in and go, you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah, you find them on Instagram.
Up on their high horse, which is vegan.
Yeah. So and I think also like educating yourself about why you're doing it and the reasons that you're doing it, because I think that can really help you when you're sort of not sure. And a lot of people say to me like, oh, and you've probably heard this a million times, but I would go vegan, but I couldn't give up halloumi or something.
Cheese,
and I always say, well,
milk.
Do it then, and don't give that up, and then see how you feel. Because I'm sure, eventually they probably will. Or even if they don't, they're still going to make a massive difference if they, move to everything else plant-based.
Yeah.
And also don't try vegan cheese for about a month. Someone told me that because,
Yes, it's not the same.
I keep saying to people, vegan cheese has got so much better recently.
It has got, you're right, it has.
Actually, it's probably because I didn't eat cheese for about a year.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
I defy anybody to go from eating cow cheese to vegan cheese and say it's just as good. It's not. You just have to accept it. It's not.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because you don't want to eat it. So, but I like what you say though. Like, give yourself a gap, so you're not your taste buds aren't comparing like for like. Who is your vegan inspiration?
Apart from us.
Apart from obviously. There's so many. It's really hard to like nail it down. But I think Deliciously Ella, I really like her, and I'm pretty sure I was like following her recipes just when I was veggie before I went vegan. I think she's just made it really mainstream and really easy for people to sort of access. And I've got her app. I find that really interesting, really useful. I like doing the yoga workouts and stuff on there as well. It's a really, really good app, loads of really good recipes and stuff.
Sorry, so it's not just a recipe app then, it's more like a lifestyle.
Yeah,
Is that right? Huh?
yeah, so she's got like meditations and stuff on there.
Wow.
They did some like free, well, if you have to pay for the app, but it's not very much. And then they did loads of classes in the new year, like about intention setting and that kind of thing as well. So you get quite a lot out of it. But yeah, loads and loads of recipes, and then they do meal plans and things as well. So that's quite a good one actually for someone who's starting to go vegan and doesn't want to go down the sort of Oreos and Aldebaran sausage fruit. There's lots of really nice, whole food, plant-based recipes. So yeah, I really like her. And also a friend of mine, Kim, who is Lunacy of Ink on Instagram. So she, when I first met her, she was like full on carnivore and I was veggie. We met at our mutual friend's hen do. And Kim was hosting it, and she was kind of like, "Oh God, you guys are veggie. This is really tricky. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to cater for you." And then fast forward to like pretty soon after that, my friend was like, "Oh yeah, Kim's gone vegan," and I was like, "What?" And she's honestly amazing and so inspiring. She's got a website. She's interviewed me for her website before, and she's a journalist as well. She writes for quite a lot of the vegan magazines and things. She's also a non-drinker like me. We both did an article recently together. We were like, look at us, vegan sober sisters. So yeah, I find her, she's just really inspiring and a really lovely person. So yeah.
What's your favourite vegan venue or restaurant at the moment, or just ever?
Ever. Obviously, Vegan Camp Out. I think that is just
Yes, we haven't had that
brilliant.
one before.
Yeah, I mean that's like the ultimate vegan venue, right? So
So
I
smart.
went. I didn't go last year. I went the year before, and just yeah, it was brilliant. And then we're going this year, so I'm quite excited about that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you can just. I mean, just for sheer amount of choice, it's mind blowing. And we're not used to having that much choice, are we? So
No.
yeah, vegan camp out. And there's also a place in Derby called Plant, which really sadly, due to cost of living and stuff, is closing down. So they're still open at the minute, but only for like drinks. And Dave, who owns it, he's just brilliant, and he's kind of turned it around and turned it into a plant shop by day. Yeah, and a bar at night, and they do lots of lovely like cocktails and mocktails, that kind of thing. But they did do like the most amazing food. Yeah, it was a very sad day when they announced they were closing. I think I ate there like every weekend in the months leading up to them stopping doing food. It's brilliant. Yeah, and there's a place called Vedi in Derby, Vedi, which is vegetarian and vegan, but I think they offer like cow's milk for coffees, but other than that, it's pretty much all vegan, I think. And it's really nice people that run that. Really lovely food there as well.
Fantastic.
Oh, good. It's nice that you've got some choice near you. That I think that can make such a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And then like friends of mine who aren't vegan will go to those places with me. So
Brilliant.
And then they're like, "This is really nice," and you're like, "Yeah,
Duh."
yeah."
Yeah. I get my mates to like eat. They'll say, "Yeah, I'll have a McPlant with you," but I'll just go and have a quarter pounder with cheese just to like fill me up. Don't be a twat.
Yeah.
Anyway, there we go.
Yes. So Emily, do you have hope for the future?
Yes, bucket loads. I think the amount of choice we have now as vegans is amazing. I always say it's so much easier to go vegan now than it was for me to go veggie like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good shout.
I'm really old. That's really so old. For ages, I was like 20 years ago. But yeah, I've been, yeah, right. Anyway, so yeah, it's so much easier. Like when I went veggie, it was like roasted vegetable lasagna or 5-bean chili on a jacket potato. That was it. Where now, gosh, like we are so spoiled for choice. And when you see the amount of plant-based milks in the supermarket and stuff. But also I think I haven't really spoken about them. tonight. But my kids, they are vegan at home, but sort of veggie at school and stuff. Just because I think if they were vegan at school, they'd just eat like jacket potato and beans every day, and that would be it. Although I have to say, like from the looks of the menu at school, most of their veggie options are vegan anyway, because it's just easier.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, but my son, he literally turned 7 like the other week. He's obviously only really young still, and he is on it. He went to a bonfire night thing back in November with his Beavers group, and he came back and I was like, oh, what did you have to eat? And he's like, oh, I had a vegan hot dog. Everyone else had dead pig. I was
Fantastic.
Like, yes.
Good lad.
Wow, well done.
And you know, at parties or anything, if he gets given Haribo, he'll be like, no, I don't eat that. And even tonight, he said to me, why don't we eat gelatin? What's in gelatin? Like, how's it made? And I just told him, I was very honest. I was like, well, it's boiled up bones and skin and stuff. And he was like, oh, why would anyone eat that? That's so disgusting. So I think if, you know, people are honest with their kids about where stuff comes from, there is hope. And I think, you know, he's just, yeah, he's so brilliant at talking to his friends about it and explaining it to them. And yeah, he's always says, I'm going to be vegan when I grow up, just like you. So.
Oh, wow.
What a role model. There you go.
That's fantastic. You're his vegan inspiration.
Yeah.
Oh, that's magic. That's really good. At 7 years old, turning down sweets and
yeah.
stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
He
That's
will not. Like, he will
incredible.
not have it. Yeah. He
That's
just won't
brilliant.
have Haribo or anything. And that's from a really young age. We've just sort of told him that. And he looks after it. Like, my daughter's only 4, but he'll like look out for her as well. So if they get offered sweets, he'll be like, no, like you can't have those. And, you know, but yeah, you know, he can eat lollipops and stuff. So he's fine. He's fine. And to be fair, even like Haribo and stuff, like M&S do, all their jelly sweets are vegan now, I think. So it's getting easier.
Just before Halloween, I went to go and get some sweets for like trick or treat stuff and that. And I think, is it Swizzles? Almost all their stuff.
Yeah.
It's marked vegan. Like you buy a big bag, multi-pack of sweets, and it says vegan on it. I was like, I wasn't even looking. It was just like the first one I picked up. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I ate all them. No, I didn't. But yeah, that was great. I thought that's such progress to make it that clear on the packaging.
Yeah.
So for you, if you were going to get sweets for your kid's party or something like that, you know straight away, bang, there's a whole selection box there. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's so easy. Someone asked me recently, they were like, oh, I've got a kid come into like their kid's party who was I think she was just lactose intolerant. And she was like, I don't know what to put in the party bag for her. And I was like, you just do the same for everybody and just give them all like that, like Swizzles stuff. Like, it's so easy. I think, yeah, people think it's difficult. And we had like a buffet thing just before Christmas, and people were really kind and did bring in a lot of vegan stuff. They were like, don't know how you cope. Can't find anything vegan. And I'm like, it's so easy. I don't get how people find it difficult.
Because it's just a change, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
I think it's because a lot of stuff says suitable for vegetarians, not vegans, and you have to be very good at like reading the labels with laser precision.
That's a very good point. Yeah, they think it's hard now. They should speak to some of our ancient vegans, shouldn't they? And,
yeah, I was talking to someone who's been vegan for like 20 years on Saturday night, and she was like, we used to take little bags of nuts everywhere with us in case we wouldn't get food. And she's like,
oh my gosh.
Now she was literally like, we're living our best lives. This is amazing.
It must be amazing to have seen that, to have been in it for that long. Just amazing.
Yeah, the progress made.
Do you reckon they have a little secret society and they just keep going, them like don't know they're bored?
Probably.
Oh, that's so funny. Maybe they do. Right. Emily, we're at the end. I can't believe it. Thank you so much for coming on with us.
Thank you for coming on, and good luck with the marathon. I'm sure you'll nail it.
Thank you.
Magic.
There we
go. Good guess, Wes. Well done. 3 in a row. Boom. You can do all the guesses from now on.
Nice one.
going to give a little shout out to Mowgli, which is a restaurant chain.
Oh, yes.
Yes, have you been?
Nope. Of course I haven't. I don't go anywhere and I haven't got any friends. So,
Well, okay. I think they're in Manchester, but I was in Liverpool, and my dear wife has been to one in Leeds when she's been out with work. And actually, today I walked past the one that's in London because that's near where the event was this morning. So, yeah, Mowgli, it was absolutely tremendous. I had the food was absolutely delicious and
Yeah.
really good value, I thought. Good
oh,
value. So yeah, highly recommended. Loads of vegan choices. It was great.
wow.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah. They're not paying me to say that.
Oh, what's this? Ancient vegan. The wife has just given me this.
Ancient vegan, the wife, her indoors.
Her indoors, Michelle, off of episode
2.
2. A Numo bunny.
Oh yeah.
Is it no? What is it? Nomo.
Nemo. Finding Nemo.
Flopo. Flop dog. So here we go. Taste test
Oh,
straight
is
away.
this a live tasting?
Live tasting of a Nomo bunny.
Please don't choke on it.
Oh,
Can you eat the bunny? I mean, is it vegan? It's chocolate. It's not an actual bunny. Okie dokes. Good.
It's not an actual bunny. Oh, it's got a truffly biscuity centre.
Oh, like your truffle crisps?
No, chocolate.
Not that
truffle.
sort of truffle.
I'm gonna do
Chocolate
this.
truffle, not.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. Thank you. While Wes is chewing away, he'll give us the results of his taste test in a moment. But what I will say is, if you want to get involved, if you want to give us some feedback, if you want to join our Facebook tribe, then please do. You can just search for us on any of the social media channels, follow the links, and you will find us. And if you want to get in touch the vaguely old-fashioned way, you can send us an email to
howiveganpodcast@gmail.com. Couldn't have timed that better.
perfect. It's almost like we know what we're doing, but
I mean,
you know.
yeah. People ask, don't they? Is it scripted? Is it not? Who knows?
Is it scripted? Imagine someone typing this shit up. I don't think anyone's actually asked, is it scripted, are they?
I don't think anyone cares.
Imagine that. Sack the script writers. You're fired.
Yeah.
Right.
So as of
next
like
episode, we're going to have some new script writers.
Yes. So if you can, if you want to get in touch with us, we've already done that, I know. But if you do want to get in touch, please give us some feedback. Please give us some new questions, like we mentioned last episode.
Oh, yeah, that's a good show. Mm-hmm.
Please get in touch if you want to come on, because we keep sending people messages and we want people who want to come on instead of being forcefully put on. So, not that we force people, but you know how it is. So get in touch and rate us, review us on any of your podcast apps of choice.
Yes. Yeah, that's the bit that we always forget.
It is.
So, yeah, this morning I was talking to a guy about the podcast. It felt really weird when he said, you know, what's your involvement here? And I had to say I'm a podcast host because that didn't feel right. But anyway, and he said, oh, what sort of podcast is it? And I was like, that's a good one. We need an elevator pitch for the podcast, basically, don't we? Like a really quick description of it. And what I came up with on the hoof was basically so I've been commuting to London from where I live now for 15 years. And during that time, I've always listened to podcasts. I know you. I've always listened to podcasts. I really enjoy loads of different types of podcasts. And when I went vegan, I wanted to find a podcast about being vegan. But the ones that I found didn't really ask the questions that I wanted to ask.
Okay.
And that was kind of what led me to think of me and you sitting down and chatting to people about being vegan, because we don't really have, as vegans, most of the time that we talk about being vegan, it's with an animal eater.
Yes.
And it's about where do you get your protein, and what if you were stuck on a desert island with just a pig for company, that sort of thing.
Yes.
You don't get to just talk to vegans about being vegan.
Yeah.
And this is just an opportunity to do that.
So we're a peer support organisation. So we are a peer support podcast for vegans supporting vegans. It's literally what we are. As soon as you said it, as you were talking, I was like, yeah, that's what we do. It's literally what we do. We're not telling
I
anybody.
love that, Wes.
We're not telling anybody how to do it. Which was
telling them how we do it.
Which was exactly your point in the first place. But we're not going to tell you how to do it. We're not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. It's about what you already do.
That's it. We just have people on, and they tell us how they live as a vegan.
Yeah.
And sometimes people take some stuff away from it.
Yeah.
If anyone takes anything away from it, then that's
Absolutely.
an achievement.
Absolutely.
That's the way I see it.
Cool.
So yeah.
Well, again, thank you to Emily. That was amazing. That was cracking.
Yeah.
It was much fun, as always. And I'll see you tomorrow, although this is going out in the future. So I saw you before a few weeks ago. So
I will have seen you 6 weeks ago.
Tomorrow, yeah. Such a weird paradox that. Right.
Fantastic.
So see you guys all later. Thanks for listening.
Yes.
Don't forget
Thanks.
to review, rate, and share, and subscribe, and all the other good stuff. Like we always say, what do we know? We don't know what we're doing, but I hope you enjoy it.
That is spot on.